Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
And we got a lot to talk about today. As you can see on the list, some Costco Sushi adventures. That was a whole thing. A whole entire adventure. PDA at OTF.
Hey, up.
I guess that's you, Carla Marie.
Mm-hmm.
Attack of the Crows.
The crowing is happening.
It's been pretty insane. And an Achilles update. And obviously, we do have a drink on deck in case we get to Hype Train level 5. What are we drinking today, Carla Marie?
Yuzu.
Same thing as yesterday, right?
Yeah. What is this song?
Huh?
Keeps
Use a hoe.
No,
that one?
It's called Yuzu Futures is the drink.
Oh.
Is it a Missy Elliott song where she says something that sounds like Yuzu that's making the song happen in my head?
Oh, well, there's the... Damn, what is that song?
But it's not Flip It Down and Reverse It.
The
The one with the little girl in it.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Jen and Lisa, thank you very much for the 3 community subs each. That will probably kick off the Hype Train along with Tracy's resub earlier. 2-second off tunes is a new game we're playing. Thank you, Lenny. Are you looking it up?
Is it?
No, it's not working.
Work it. Oh my God, this girl is a full adult.
Yeah. Is it? No. Is that part of Work It, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, is it past the Dutch? Gossip Folk?
I don't know, but like that
in
sound that we keep doing has been in my head since I saw the word Yuzu yesterday. And I'm glad this just happened. I'm going to have to listen to some songs today. You guys are saying Gossip Folks, but I've never.
I bet you have. Look it up. Just play it on your Spotify really
No, but
quick.
then we're going to go to jail.
No, not if you play it for 2 seconds. There's also Lose Control. Is it Lose Control? Music makes you lose control.
I think it is.
Hold on, I'm going to get... It's definitely Gossip Folks.
Give me a second. I'm about to get an ad for solar in Washington.
Man, they yeah.
It's definitely Gossip Folks. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
You guys are right.
Well done.
Wow.
I wish we could play it, but then we'd have to go back and edit this whole video and take it down.
Why was that song? Why did I not know the title of that song?
I don't know. Because it was a popular song. You weren't working in radio yet, obviously.
But like, I feel like I know the titles more of songs from when we were younger than I do now because I had to search them on Napster.
You know, I wonder, and I don't know what his deal is with Spotify, but you know how like Joe Rogan signed a podcast with Spotify for like $1 billion? I wonder if because he now works directly for Spotify, if he could get away with playing music in his podcast, if they could like credit it to the...
Well, that's like YouTube. Like you can get, like it's okay to play music on YouTube, but you have to be like, you would then share the revenue of that whole thing though. So then if what's the frick is his name? Joe Rogan plays a song on his podcast and it gets 1 million listens, then that artist is getting half of that. And I don't know that he's about to share that rev.
Not half of it. It would be a percent.
It's split. On YouTube, it's split.
On YouTube, it might be. It definitely is not because every song play on Spotify is like a couple pennies for the artist. So it probably just counts as a play. Like there's those 2 apps that we've talked about using. There's AMP through Amazon.
Yes. And
there's the Station Head app. And the way that those apps work is you can do a whole radio show and you can play music, do whatever you want. And every time you play a song, let's say how many people are in here right now?
12.
There's 102 people in here according to Twitch, which is probably a little off, but 102 people in here right now. So if we played Past That Dutch by Missy Elliott, she would get 102 streams based on our show because our show would connect the music player. So it would either be Spotify, Apple Music, or Amazon Music, and it would play through that, and that's how they would keep track of everything. So there's got to be ways to do that through Twitch, and especially because Twitch and AMP are owned by the same company.
It doesn't make any sense why that hasn't been connected yet.
How have they not done that?
You know the people at Twitch. You met them.
I do know some people at Twitch.
Shout out to Greek Girl Grace for subbing. Thank you.
Is it Greek or geek? Carla Marie.
Geek Girl Grace.
Do you know who that is?
No, do you?
Grace, who we've spent the last couple days with.
Oh, shut up. She's not Greek.
She's not. But thank you very much for the sub. We appreciate that. Did I miss anyone? I see Jen, Lisa, Tracy, and Grace. Perfect. Now, on to the list.
Oh, man. I'm never going to live that one down.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not. I'm exhausted. I got like 5 hours of sleep. There's, a lot going on over here.
Carla Marie's also been doing a lot. She's been picking up a lot of the slack for me, obviously. Like even just going to Costco. We'll skip the Costco trip for now and go to the very end when we have to bring everything in. Putting everything away is almost entirely Carla Marie. Bringing it all in from the car is entirely Carla Marie. We're not really splitting things like that.
I'm not complaining by any means when I say this, but you start to realize, like, say I lived alone, right? I'd be doing all of this on my own. I'd also be used to it by now, right?
You'd also be buying less things at Costco.
No, but not even just like Costco, like things around the house, small things that I would just be picking up after myself. We do a really good job at, I'm not your caretaker just because we're in a relationship. But now, obviously, things are changing. You start to realize, because Anthony can't go up and down the steps, I'll go up and down the steps for him. And you start to realize how many tiny little things add up. And by like 6 p.m., I'm like, I'm so tired. Yeah. How do moms do this?
Well, how do you think that's why parents are always so exhausted? Like, because they're doing, especially if you've got multiple kids. If you've got 3 little kids and you're doing all those things for all those 3 kids all the time, whew, especially during the pandemic when they weren't going to school. I'm like the worst. It has to be.
I absolutely cannot. So kudos to parents. This is having Anthony as a child is really making me.
I'm a pretty good child, though.
The scale the other way.
I'm a pretty good child, though. Let's see. There were a couple questions in here. Martha said, "Are you sleeping on the couch?" I am not.
You did one night.
On and off, depending on if I feel like taking 20 minutes to get up the stairs. And Possum University, thank you very much for that subscription with Prime. 11 months, which is pretty awesome. Now, the Costco Sushi Adventure.
Yep.
We found out through Instagram that Costco in Issaquah is the first location in America to have a full-time sushi counter. Right next to the deli counter, there's just sushi platters that are made every single day. And I believe you can order like gigantic platters as well.
A party platter.
Yeah. And we said, you know what? It's here in our backyard. Well, as a service to the people around America, we've got to test this thing out because it's brand new. And we decided to drive to Issaquah, which is about normally 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
That's not true.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Relax.
Actually, it's normally 40.
Okay. Either way.
But where we started our trip from, we couldn't get on the highway quickly. So it took us through downtown Seattle. And in the summer, downtown Seattle is a shit show because there's cruises, there's tourists, people coming to our city and just cramping, everything.
Cramping our style.
It took us like an hour and a half to get to Costco.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Let's see. Oh, Vicky said my Costco also started to sell sushi. But is it? I don't know if it's as big of a deal as it is at the one in Issaquah.
Like, this is like a whole sushi little setup.
Yeah.
It's a big sushi sign.
So send us a picture next time you go there, Vicky, and let us know because we'll be able to compare. But yeah, it took a while to get there. And keep in mind, I tore my Achilles. I've got this peg leg thing that I walk with now. And this was my first chance to really test it out in a public space. And I picked the wrong place to test this thing out.
I don't know. I think it was, what is it?
It's Thrown to the wolves? It's a lot of walking at Costco. And
you had the cart.
And it's not like I never appreciated what they did before. But man, now if I ever see the Special Olympics, I give them even more credit because just walking through Costco was a task.
Yeah.
I mean, I was exhausted by the time I got in the car. I couldn't imagine trying to do, throw a discus or run or do whatever they do in the Special Olympics.
Yeah, you're also on it hasn't even been a week.
Yeah, but it's some crazy stuff. But yeah, I was walking around that whole warehouse. Thankfully, Carla Marie dropped me off at the door. So I was able to.
Yes, he was using his iWalk.
Yeah. And it's weird because it's definitely better than having crutches under your armpits.
Oh my God.
But it still
then you have your hands too to use.
But it still takes a while to get used to. It's not like the iWalk, you put it on and it feels like a second leg all of a sudden. Or I guess it would be a third leg. Well, no, second that you're using in the moment. But man, that was tough. And having the cart in front of me actually helped because I was able to push the cart and use that almost as a walker. So I was using two pieces of equipment to get myself around Costco.
Yeah, but I was very excited for this because I knew this was going to happen, and I was just so elated to witness it. Children seeing the leg.
This is why I got to get some sort of ad on there for the morning show podcast.
Wow. I don't think this little 8-year-old, he was this cutest little 8-year-old redhead, maybe even younger. Mm-hmm. And I watched his eyes follow it, and I was like, oh, here we go. And I'm like kind of standing off the side, and I see him going, Mom, 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 just like for an extended period of time. And clearly the mom, blocks that out.
Yeah.
Mom.
Mommy, Mom.
And he was saying like his something is what he was saying to the mom. And he must have been saying his leg. And the mom's like, his what? And she's like, what are you saying? And she's like, I see her look at Anthony. She's not seeing anything. And then all of a sudden I see her like lean over to look, and she spots it. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, she like catches what the kid has been pointing at and screaming at. She's like, no. And I was just standing back. We didn't say anything, obviously, but I was loving it. Yep. And then there were like a few people that commented. There was an older gentleman that said something.
Yeah, there was an older guy who looked at me and said, that can't be fun. I was like, no, it can't be. But the interesting thing when you're injured and you're hyper aware of your situation, because I didn't want people like walking into my leg. Also, I'm struggling to walk, so I'm trying to stay out of people's way. The interesting thing you realize is how many people are aware of their surroundings and how many people are totally aloof to anything going on around them, because people were still like cutting me off with their carts as if I wasn't hobbling around. People were still getting really close to the back of my leg where my foot is dangling, because when you walk on this eye walk, if you didn't see it yesterday, your injured ankle is kind of hanging behind you and you're leaning on your knee, right? So you're using your knee.
It is kind of crazy that this is a good thing for an Achilles tear, because your foot's just dangling.
Especially in a supermarket, because you could take a cart to the back.
I just mean the eye walk itself.
Yeah, but think about it. People aren't.
Well, there was that guy that was like, excuse me, I need to get by, but I don't want to hit your foot. And I was like.
But again, that was someone who was aware of his surroundings and wasn't just walking like a Sim character through the supermarket.
The older people at Costco are way more aware of their surroundings, except the whole group of them that decided to try on the cushion slides and take up an entire aisle.
Where else are they going to do it?
It was so funny. But
it is interesting. It's a reminder to, even if, obviously we all do it from time to time, right? We're in a rush. We're having arguments in our heads. We're not really paying attention to our surroundings. But it's a good reminder that sometimes it's okay to just look around and, take stock of where you are and look at what's going on around you and be aware of everything happening around you.
Like when we went to Disney with my family.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate being in a group of people that are in other people's way, where you're constantly like, you're in their way, move, get out of the way. And that happens when you're like in New York City with family and in Disney World with family. And as Anthony described, when we were in Disney, to my family, they're like a bunch of Sims characters just walking into walls.
Yeah. It was like if they didn't have very specific instructions, they would just start this weird walk, but not even next to each other, kind of just in their own little space. And they would keep going around and around. Marijuana, thank you very much for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Also, it looks like we got a
Brittany from New Jersey.
Brittany from New Jersey and Jess
from Minnesota.
Thank you very much for those
looks like
for those subs.
Brittany from New Jersey is checking in from vacation though.
Oh, nice.
Did I see Dominican Republic?
I saw Aruba somewhere.
No. She used to live in Aruba.
Man. It's got to be awesome and weird to live on an island. But anyway, back to the sushi.
We lived in Jamaica.
Yeah, we did that for 3 weeks. We didn't like live there. But anyway, back to the sushi. So after the adventure around there and trying to figure out where everything was, which when you get to a new Costco is different. Because when you have your home Costco.
No, they change them.
Yeah, but you know the general idea of where things are.
Same thing. You can't sit there and tell me that Costco was any different than the one we always go to.
It was different.
Okay, and if we went to the one in Shoreline yesterday, it would have been the same different.
Anyway, we're moving on.
They do that on purpose.
We're going to finally get to the sushi.
Oh, I thought we did that.
No, we didn't do that. So we finally get to the sushi counter, and they've got different sets of platters in front of you, right? Just like you'd see at a supermarket that has sushi available. And I will say, just visually, it looked better than supermarket sushi. It looked fresher. You could actually see the people behind the counter making the sushi as if it was the deli counter.
Yeah.
Like they're actually there, rolling, cutting, preparing, all of it. And this is going to sound borderline racist, but hear me out. Out of nowhere, Carla Marie and I are looking into the sushi counter, trying to figure out what we want.
We're like, what are we going to get?
And out of nowhere, some random Asian woman comes up.
Well, do you know she was Japanese?
No, I don't. Okay. This is why it's borderline racist. I don't know what she was, but she just came over and started suggesting things to us and saying like, oh, I had this yesterday and it's really good. You should also try this. If you love sashimi, like, go with this platter. And right away,
I think she was a plant.
Because I was born here and she clearly had an accent too.
Yeah.
And she's Asian. Right away, I was like, I'm taking her advice. She knows what she's talking about.
I almost said to her, did they plant you here? Because she was like,
It did seem like a plant. Almost like if they had a hummus counter and they had me go over and like start talking to people. My dad.
They sell the jugs of hummus. You could have stood in front of those.
I could have. Those did not look authentic. Me and my dad would not have been slinging hummus from Costco. It did not look real. But it could have been like Mr. Miami Cool said. It could have been a sell tactic. They could have said, let's hire a plant.
Right. Because there were a lot of people that looked and walked away.
Yeah. She seemed like a very trustworthy older Asian woman.
Okay. So we got the sushi.
I
got a spicy salmon roll, and then we got what was that platter?
Oh, we got a platter that had
tuna
nigiri, salmon, and shrimp. And what was your rating, Carla Marie?
Oh, great question though. Claire said, how much did it cost?
Good question.
So the salmon roll was like technically 2 whole rolls. Like we still have some left over, and it was like $12.
Yeah.
And your thing was like 17?
Yeah, the sushi platter that had the nigiri, which was I guess 12 total pieces. Was it? It was either 12 or 15 pieces. That was $17, and it was actually really good.
Yeah.
Now, is it like Michelin star restaurant sushi? No, I'm not a Michelin star person though, so I don't deserve and I cannot afford Michelin star sushi. But it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not.
God bless you.
God bless me. It's true. If I was having a party, I would order sushi platter from Costco.
I was thinking the same thing. It is definitely a place you can go and get quality sushi for a large group. Or if you've got a big-ass family and taking them to a sushi restaurant or ordering sushi gets really expensive, you can go there.
Yeah,
Thank you for all the bless you emotes.
Thank you, guys. I blanked.
You blinked?
Blanked.
Oh, blanked.
Just sushi. It was good.
Was it worth the trip?
Oh.
I don't know if I would drive a total of like 2 hours again to do that. But with Costco, you do so many other things, right? We shopped for our regular stuff. We got gas, got sushi. It's a whole experience.
Of course we needed gas. We drove an hour. Marijuana said, you guys are the plants, paid actors. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. We are not being paid by Costco, but we would love to be paid by Costco.
Yeah.
I would love to be a Costco influencer.
So it looks like at least one of their headquarters or one of their corporate buildings is right across the street from that Costco that we went to.
We should have rang the bell.
We really should have just walked up. Like, I feel like
they would have felt bad for you.
Even though that doesn't happen anymore, right? With job applications and things, everyone wants to do it digitally because they want the algorithm to like weed through the good candidates and the not good candidates. I think if you started knocking on businesses' doors, showing up to corporate headquarters, I think it would be so surprising to people
that they would get you arrested.
It would end one of two ways. One, you could get arrested. I doubt it. I think they'd kick you out first. You'd be walked out by security. But I feel like if we showed up, like if I went to the Pokemon headquarters, which I believe is in Redmond, if I showed up and was like, hey, listen, here's all my Pokemon stuff. Here's a box. What do you say you and I work together?
They would say, sir, we're going to need you to leave the campus.
I don't know. I think they would be thrown off enough where they would say, this might be a good idea. This is so new to us because back in the day, that's what used to happen. You used to show up to a business and be like, hey, let's do some work together.
But the people that you would be approaching, they're back in the day. At this point, they were like children.
Yeah.
So they think this is weird. They don't think it's normal.
I don't know. I think there's something to it. Yeah, it's Meg, not Megan. Costco, Pokemon, and iWalk should all work with us right now.
Yeah, you got to start tagging iWalk. Let's go.
But I already have their product. They're not going to send it to me.
No.
This isn't like a multiple time purchase.
But they will pay you to do a promotion.
That's true. Let me get better at it before I start tagging them, because right now I'm real wobbly. I am real wobbly. And the interesting thing with the iWalk, again, you're kneeling on this pad, strapping it to your leg, and then using it as your second leg. Sitting down and getting up is still like a problem for me. I need a lot of support to do both of those things. So the iWobble is more like it for the moment, but it will be an iWalk because I'm going to have to be on this thing for most likely 4 to 6 months. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming I'll get good at it at some point. Thank you, Julie, for the resub. Appreciate that. 33 months. It's pretty awesome. Next on the list, PDA at OTF.
On Saturday, I went to Orange Theory, and I'm on the treadmill, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, man, everyone in here like looks super young right now, first off. And I realized that because I was at the 10 a.m. class, which is the late class, I normally go to like a 7 or an 8 or even a 6 something, that I'm with like the older part of the members. I was with like all the young kids that were out the night before. Okay. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I started like seeing the guy and the girl on the 2 treads next to me. They were like chatting, talking about different things. I'm like, oh, they clearly know each other. Okay. Then I'm like, okay, they're definitely dating because they're like a little flirty. And I've never like seen this happen in Orange Theory. I know Anthony talks about it at LA Fitness in Ballard.
Yeah.
At one point, the guy bent over or whatever to do something, and the girlfriend just smacked him in the ass.
That's not bad.
No, but I was like, it caught, because
that was the PDA?
Yeah, but here's the difference. Like, I don't know, at the gym, if someone you're with, like, walks by and, like, taps you in the butt, you're in that big space. There was something about truly being so close to these people in a small room where she just went, whacked him in the butt.
Yeah, it is. Like, it is, especially because there's so many mirrors and everyone is so close. It probably feels like it's right in your face.
I was this close to the man. She could have smacked my butt.
That's good. But I will say, compared to what I saw like 2 weeks ago at the gym, I mean, I saw a couple. I've seen a lot at LA Fitness in Ballard. I've seen couples walk into the locker rooms because they're right next to each other and kiss like they're never going to see each other. Like they're going on a I don't know, steamboat to Europe. I've seen couples holding hands while they work out, but it was 2 weeks ago maybe? It was a younger couple, so they could have been high school, college. They were just standing by the dumbbells holding each other, like hugging.
No, I don't have time for that.
Between every set. Multiple hugs.
No.
Between every set. And I thought to myself, you got to stop. Like, at some point, you're embarrassing yourself. Love is great. Love. It's awesome. But at some point, you're also just embarrassing.
Yeah, but I would have much more preferred the couple at Orange Theory to kiss.
Really?
Than to spank on the butt.
I think a quick butt smack is fine.
It just caught me so off guard.
Yeah. Next on the list, I believe, Carla Marie, Attack of the Crows. Now, this is pretty serious.
I think we have to stay inside today. So, I now have learned why this is happening. When crows have a nest nearby, a murder of crows, all of them, band together to protect the nest. But they do that by scaring the crap out of humans nearby. From what I've read, they do not actually hit you. They just dive and get very close. So, 2 days ago, so let me go back to how this starts.
Yeah.
2 days ago, I was watching my 2 neighbors across the street walk out of their house, and I saw them look up at the tree, and they were like, oh, poor girl, or, oh, look. I couldn't fully get if they were looking at a crow that looked big to me. So I'm like, is this crow laying eggs? I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Next day, yesterday morning, my other neighbor across the street, I hear a commotion outside, and I look. She was putting something in her recycling bin, and a crow was diving at her. So I see her.
One crow?
One crow. I see her.
Oh, shoot. I need you to plug this in, Carla Marie.
Pause.
Okay. Here we go. Now we're good.
Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show.
For all the people who put this is the best part about these emotes is that they actually do work.
I know.
Like that, there's no way for us to miss that in the chat or on the screen. So thank you to everyone. Now we're all good. If you want to throw it, I think the mic check now works. But I think this is what happened, and we'll get back into the crows in a second. I think what happened was when my computer realized it needed battery power, it probably has some sort of setting that shuts off a lot of things that are using a lot of battery or freezes them. And maybe that's why it threw everything off. But man.
But it doesn't make sense that Twitch just kept saying we were still live so we couldn't start a stream.
Yeah. But no, we restarted the computer, as every good IT person will tell you to do when you have an issue. And look at us. Here we are.
Look at us.
Ready to roll. Look at us.
I don't know how we haven't used that meme on anything.
I use it in texts all the time.
I never had it.
No.
From you.
No.
Look at us.
All right. Back to the crows. So if you weren't here before, you know what?
I think we should start from the top. Costco Sushi Adventure.
All right, Carla Marie, get back to the crows. Start from the top of the crows.
Okay. So anyway, first of all, the neighborhood that we live in, Ballard, is known for having murders of crows.
Yeah.
A murder of crows is a group of crows. But like they just sit outside my window on the electric lines screaming all day. Mm-hmm. And the cats are like, they're kind of over it at this point. They don't really,
unless you take them to the roof, and then there's always like a standoff between the cats and the crows. And sometimes I got to take Max inside because I feel like the crows are getting a little too close.
100%.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, if a crow comes near my cat, I'm going to punch the crow. But yesterday, I think I was made a liar because the crows were diving at my neighbor across the street because that's what they do, and there's a nest nearby. I've never seen this happen.
I thought they were doing it because it was like by the garbage.
But we've had garbage day every day for 3 years. I've never seen them do this. So then I start hearing like commotion throughout the day out in the street with the crows, and I'm like, this is crazy. So I had to go to Orange Theory, and I was like, I'm scared. I walked outside. Nothing happens to me, but there's a crow screaming right above me. And I'm like, what? Like, this is not okay. So my neighbor and I, we call ourselves the Neighborhood Watch. We were like texting each other all day about the crow chaos. We came back from, it was before Costco. I don't even know where we went, but we came inside. Mm-hmm. You came in. Oh, no, it was after Costco. Yeah. We loaded everything in, no crow issues.
You loaded everything in. I didn't really do anything.
You were in the house. I went and parked the car. I came back. I'm walking up the street, and I'm like, that crow is in a different spot than it normally is. Like, I've never seen a crow there. And it starts screaming. And I'm like, this is weird. And I'm like, just walking, looking, and all of a sudden I see it go, whew, and then truly like a movie, beelines for my face. This thing is eye level, flying this low, 5 feet off the ground, at me, screaming. And I go, ah! I screamed on top of my lungs outside. And I'm like, no. And I go running. Thank God the front door was open. I have to put in the code. I pushed open the door, and Anthony's like this.
Well, I saw, first off, I heard the scream. So obviously I look out the window, and I realized that she's by herself. So I didn't need to worry about someone attacking, a human attacking her. And when Carla Marie opened the door, the only thing that I saw was the door swing open. Carla Marie dove inside. And you know the scenes in Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon where the dragon like almost comes to a stop with its wings out to slow it down? That's what I saw this gigantic crow do. It swooped up and like kind of hovered in this position for a second to make sure that you were inside. And it wanted you to know that it could have, if it wanted to, fuck you up.
Yes. And like it could have flew into this house. And what's crazy,
it was very close to the door.
But then I saw every time someone walked by, I was like, all right, I'm going to watch, A, for the entertainment, B, for what if like I need to save someone.
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going outside with the broom today.
And what are you going to do?
I'm holding it up.
And,
well, we probably shouldn't hold it up because then they're going to think I'm trying to get them.
Yeah.
Keep it low because if they come at me, listen, I'm not into harming animals, but I will fight one.
But if you hit one, then the rest of them are going to attack you because now you're the person that they actually have to be worried about.
I know, and I don't know what to do because here's the thing about crows, and this is my complaint. They recognize our faces they live for 25 years. They will know your face forever. That is a fact. I can't tell the difference between crow A and crow B, and that is not fair.
Yeah, you don't know which crows know you. You don't know which crows are new. Pretty scary.
Like, I don't think I've ever been attacked by an animal like that in my life.
Ooh, Kate Parham says, aren't you supposed to bring crows presents?
Yes.
So they're nice to you, but won't they know to keep coming back then?
Well, yes, but presents, like, you can put a piece of string outside, and they use it for their nest.
What about a peanut?
Well, we have peanuts, but those are from the squirrels.
From the squirrels?
We have peanuts in the yard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All the time. But I don't want to start leaving things around because when I take the cats in the yard, I don't want the crows to come by.
Exactly.
So all I keep thinking is Schitt's Creek, the crows have eyes.
Well, even this morning. So this morning,
yep.
The compost people came to pick up the compost, and I heard one of the city workers yelling, "No, you stay there."
I heard
like literally having a conversation with the crow, like, no, don't you think about it, because I guess they swooped once already. But
Martha said, I've had a seagull snap a churro straight out of my hands at Disney once. I hate things that fly. But I tell you what, I've never been as close as a seagull has gone to me. They've taken things out of my hand. I don't know, man.
I remember being
something about these Hitchcock Twilight Zone things.
I remember being really young, and when you go to the beach with a Middle Eastern family, there's the amount of food, and I'm sure it's like
Snacks.
Same with Italians, or same with some Latino families.
Full deli sandwiches.
Yeah, the amount of food they bring, it's like no one's ever eaten before.
No.
And they've got to feed an army. And my family made the mistake of opening up a lot of the food, like almost like setting up platters on a beach towel instead of keeping it in the cooler until you need it.
What a rookie mistake.
Oh, man. We were swarmed by seagulls.
What beach was this?
I can't remember if it was the Jersey Shore or Virginia Beach. I know they're very different, but it was a trip when I was younger, and we had a lot of family members there. So I think it may have been the Jersey Shore.
No.
And, man, we got swarmed. They were swooping in, grabbing olives, grabbing pita bread. They just kept making passes. And the crazy thing about birds, seagulls and or crows, and just really birds in general, is how organized those flocks can get so quick. Like this flock.
There's several, like I'm telling you, these birds out here, I see them standing watch. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it's funny because when it happened, I was about to take out my phone to film the bird and be like, oh, these birds are attacking today.
You should have.
It would have been quality content.
You've got to now, every time you leave the house from now until those eggs hatch, you've got to.
But listen, I love animals becoming more animals. What is it called? Procreation?
Yeah.
But we don't need any more crows on the street.
No, we don't.
Now we got to have baby crows screaming?
Listen, there are certain animals, and I'm not saying I would go out and, like, harm any of the animals, but there are certain animals I feel zero pity for. I know crows are smart, which makes me feel kind of bad.
I'm not going to kill any.
No, I don't want you. I'm not saying I want any of them to be killed either. I'm just saying there are certain animals I feel less pity for. Mosquitoes, zero pity. Mice and rats, very little pity. Yeah, there's so many of them. Some might say too many.
Well, if they bite me, I don't like them.
Yeah. Just saying, there's certain animals I don't necessarily feel that bad for.
But like when I first moved in, it got that first summer. I remember being like, I have to do something. It's so annoying. And people told me to get like a fake crow and put it on the roof. And
it only works for like a week or so.
I know. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. For the most part, do not hear it anymore. I have tuned them out.
Yeah.
Until the cacophony of sounds I heard yesterday. Like, I could tell it was different. I was like, huh? And that's when I looked out my window and saw the woman running. And I was like, what's going on out there?
Oh, this is a good point. Tacoma Swifty said, I do feel bad for mice and rats and the abuse they endure sometimes because of research.
Yeah.
Different. I do feel bad they're like locked in those little tiny cages. But at the same time, I'm like, at some point, we've got to test out some of the things that save lives on something other than humans. Right? If we only did human testing, we'd never have any of the things that we enjoy today.
Okay, but guess what?
What?
That's not fair. What if the animals were like, you know what? Let's see how we're going to save the animals. We're going to test humans.
They're going to rise up one day.
They are.
We're going to do the wrong experiment to the wrong animal. And somehow we're going to create like...
Frankenstein.
I don't know, humanoid alligators or some. We're going to create some sort of animal.
Yeah.
That we give the power to. Kind of like Planet of the Apes.
I was going to say, it'll be a monkey.
I don't know. I think it's going to be something. I think it's going to be like elephants. I think it's going to be something so
they don't
much.
Have fingers, though.
Yeah, but they're so much stronger, and they got those trunks.
Octopus, Claire's right. They're
Octopus,
so smart.
Man, if octopus could live on land, which maybe they'll adapt one day, we are screwed.
I keep telling you, you have to watch Deep Rising.
No.
It's a movie from the 90s.
90s movies are pretty bad.
They're scary, though. A lot
Do you
of
ever,
them.
like, watch a 90s movie again? 80s
I'm
movies...
I'm going to get the tentacle.
For some reason, maybe it's because we're so far removed from 80s movies, but I feel like you can watch those movies, and they're almost so bad that they're good.
When did Total Recall come out?
Total Recall is probably early 90s. 93, maybe?
1990.
1990. But yeah, I think... what were we saying?
Octopus?
Octopuses.
Octopi?
Yeah, octopi. Is it octopi?
Well, it's not octopussies.
It's not. I said pusses. Octopuses.
Well, listen. My favorite Instagram account is Past That Puss, Jake Shane.
Why is that his account?
Apparently, he actually loves octopus, like squid, like eats them.
Yeah.
And he like truly will eat
okay.
order. I'm pretty sure, but he is my favorite person to follow. He was on Elvis's show, and his whole thing is like he calls his audience pussies.
He has a funny account. I don't know how many of those videos I can watch in a row because they're all like very, very similar. And that's my problem with not any, but a lot of the comedy TikTok or Reels accounts that are stand-up comedy accounts I can watch all day. But a lot of this sketch comedy, the skits, they just get so repetitive.
Well, I would like to be his friend, so can you stop?
Like there are so many skits that World Star will repost that it's always like, oh, I showed my girlfriend that I knew she was cheating by writing something all over her walls. It's like, this is so fake.
But that's fake. He's
so
clearly
fake.
But he's not trying to say.
But they all become it's all the same thing.
I'll watch every one of his videos all over again.
No. I mean, he's good though. I like his personality, and I think the skits are funny. I'm not saying he's bad by any means. I just need a little more variety in my life, you know?
Okay, well.
I'm a variety guy.
Then you don't have to be friends with Jake Shane.
I don't think he wants to be friends with me, honestly.
I DM'd him.
What'd you say?
Well, when I saw he was on with Elvis, I was like, oh my God.
Did I ever tell you about when I emailed Lebanon? The country? I never told you this, huh? This is actually pretty recently.
What? You weren't like 12?
No, I was in my 30s. Let me see if I can look this up. So one of my problems with the country of Lebanon.
Did you ask them about their stoplights or their litter?
No. I think I used my regular email because I wanted them to see
that last name.
I had a last name that.
Yeah, they're like royalty.
Because there are still some of us there. So maybe
but they would just think that a regular one of them was emailing.
But I wanted them to know. So, okay, let me explain. One of my biggest issues with Lebanon is we've got a pretty cool flag. It's white. It's red, white, red stripes. And then it's got like a tree, the cedar tree in the middle.
Similar to the Washington state flag.
Except totally different colors.
Did you ask them to change their flag?
No. I like our flag. And with the flag, we end up with, like, a lot of our national uniforms are pretty cool. But the problem is, it's really hard. It's more like the Canadian flag, but you take the maple leaf out and you put a cedar tree in there. So you add some green, a little pop of green. It's very nice. So.
It is nice.
One of my problems is I can never find, like, a soccer jersey, soccer shorts, anything that's, like, official merchandise from our national teams. Like, after this might have been around the Olympics, actually, when I emailed them.
Can you tell me what email address you emailed?
I'll find it. Let's see. Mail. Come on. Get out.
Like, did you email sports organizations?
I don't really remember. I'm just going to search Lebanon and see what comes up. Oh, no, here it goes. I emailed. Oh, you know what? I take it back. I emailed info@lebanon.basketball. So their national basketball organization.
But you know why it didn't send?
Why?
You need a .com, don't you?
No,
Email
dot basketball. You can actually do a .basketball.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. There are so many, what are they called?
Yeah.
Why can't I think of, not URLs, because URL is the whole thing. I can't think of the word. Someone hit me with it.
Well, I mean, we are You look great .co, but that's not our email address. Anyway, Martha said you emailed Lebanon at Gmail. Can I read this? I'm going to read this.
Yeah, go for it. Here, I'll put it over here for you. So this was my email.
Domains. Thank you, Radio.
Domains. Wow. Yeah, we're idiots. Here,
okay. The subject line is...
What the heck is going on here?
What are you doing? It was fine.
No, here we go.
No. How do I see the rest of it?
I'll extend it.
Okay. The subject line is National Team Jersey. Hi, I'm a Lebanese American living in Seattle, Washington.
I want to let them know.
My father's family is from Beirut, and I was wondering if it's possible to buy a Lebanese national team basketball jersey. I have tried to find them online, and I haven't been able to find an official source. Lebanese national team gear or club gear for any sport. Any help would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
You're like when children...
Short, to the point.
Email famous people, or like when children email like mac and cheese and they want like a random, like they email Kraft and they're like, I would love mac and cheese. Can you make a big box for me?
I also want to point out, someone asked if I was drunk when I did this. October 17th, 2022 at 8:30 p.m. I was probably in a very normal state of mind, just bored. What day of the week is October 17th?
A Monday.
So Monday night, for some reason.
Oh, my family was here.
I was hell-bent.
They left that day.
On getting a Lebanese national basketball jersey. Official. Like, there's some, like, cheesy replicas out there and cheesy, like, fake ones that people have made that are just like a cedar tree on a tank top. The only national team that's had an official jersey that I've found, surprisingly enough, is our Lebanese national hockey team.
That makes...
Which apparently is brand new and just won some Asian tournament, like the Asia Cup of hockey or something. God bless you. Yes, we can assume, Meg, that I did not get a response. So, no response. And then when I looked up the hockey jersey, because it is a cool jersey, I realized it was like $250 Canadian or something. I was not going to spend over $200 on the jersey.
Oh, because it's hockey?
I don't know. I don't know if most of the players were Canadian, because there's a lot of Lebanese Canadians. That was another place where a lot of people moved to.
I don't think like ice hockey when I think Lebanon.
No one does. Although the interesting thing with Lebanon is we do have a lot of snow-capped mountains. There is a whole mountain range in Lebanon that has snow. It's, I think, one of the only places you can actually ski consistently in the Middle East. Like the ski resorts there they're small, but they're nice. Let's see. Scotty said 250 Canadian is 200 USD. Just do it. I need to check the price again. But yeah, that was me as a fanboy trying to just get, and I wasn't even asking to get it for free. I wanted to buy it. And then there was a brief period when,
I don't even know how you said that.
What?
Why that started. Because I want to be friends with Jake Shane.
Because you said you DM'd him. We haven't even gotten to what you DM'd him.
Well, I just was like super pumped that he was at Elvis' show.
Oh, okay.
I was like, those are my people. Love you. If you're ever in Seattle, tell me. And then I said, also, have the Seattle Kraken reached out to you?
Why?
Because he's been doing different things with different brands. The Kraken are an octopus.
Oh, true.
And I said, I can connect you with them if you're interested. But he didn't respond, just like Lebanon. Let me check.
He probably didn't respond, Carla Marie. I can't imagine how many collaboration posts that guy gets.
What do you mean? I'm not sending him a collab.
No, but you're offer. You asked him if he messaged the Kraken, right?
He didn't respond
at all to any of your messages.
No.
How many messages did you send him?
Well, it was like, the same way I text.
So how many messages?
Probably.
7. So you sent 7 messages to this Instagram guy, this TikTok guy. I only sent 1 email to Lebanon.
That's not. You can't compare.
Yeah, I can.
No, you cannot.
Sure.
If you sent 7 emails, that's crazy.
But yeah, I did email. So it wasn't the country. I emailed their National Basketball Association. And I've been on this hunt for a long time because for a while, one of the things I liked to collect and wear were authentic soccer shorts from MLS teams. Jeez, how many boogers you got in there?
I don't know. This is on Allergy Meds.
So then I was looking for official Lebanese, because there is a Lebanese soccer team. So I was looking for their uniform so I could either wear their jersey or their shorts.
Don't you have family there? Can't you send them to the store?
Here's the crazy part. My Aunt Rita went to Lebanon a couple of years ago and asked me, she said, can I bring, anytime you travel to Lebanon, someone will say, do you want me to bring anything back? And I said, please don't bring me back any souvenirs, anything that says like, I love Lebanon. But if you happen to find somewhere that sells the official team soccer jersey, shirt or shorts, I will buy that for you or from you. She said she went there, couldn't find it in a single place. It's not a country, because it's a developing country, it's not a country that really has a good foundation of sports.
Do we need to move there and start a sports organization?
Well, I did have an idea for
no,
for
he's not. He's not that into soccer.
No, I like soccer, but I'm not like the biggest.
You
soccer
watched
fan.
more hockey games than soccer games than this last year.
Yeah, well, the Kraken were in the playoffs, so
octopuses.
Yes, I probably did. But it's just become this like obsession for me, because they have national teams. There's a national track team. They have national power lifters. They have these athletes. It's just because they don't have the infrastructure for sports like that we do here, or China or Russia or any of the big countries, first world countries. It's just harder for those athletes to get the training and the resources that they need.
Makes sense.
And one of the ways you do that, though, is you sell merch. There are so many Lebanese people outside of Lebanon that would buy that stuff if it was available, probably much like a lot of developing or third world countries. They want to represent where they're from, and you can make millions of dollars for the government or for the country to do that. But
yeah,
I did have an idea for a business that I need to figure out, and then I'll pitch it to everyone because I don't want someone to steal the idea from me.
Okay. Lisa said, Jen and I got team shirts for the Italian soccer team when they won the Euro. I have one too. It's definitely not official.
But you can.
I might wear it on the stream on Thursday.
But Italy, I'm sure, does have a place where you can buy their official soccer jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And because Italy has got like a pretty proud soccer tradition.
Yeah. Viva soccer.
They're one of the teams that, I don't know, Adidas or Puma or whoever who does their uniforms.
Yeah.
They'll be on their official website too, because so many people will want to buy it. You know what I mean? Because it's in that company's best interest to sell enough Italian jerseys to create that market.
I'm going to wear mine next Thursday in 2 days.
The Italian soccer jersey?
Why? The one I have is white. No, do I have a blue one? By the way, I meant Viva football. Football is life.
Italian soccer kit. What do we got?
Yeah,
so
that's the new one.
Adidas does their uniforms.
Are you showing everyone, or?
I can put it on the screen. I don't know if it'll. Hold on. Let me work on this for a second. Do that.
Oh, the Italian national team just released their 100 kit today with Adidas. Is that it? Today? How weird if that's the case.
I don't know. It says it'll take 2 to 3 weeks for delivery, so that's all I know.
Go back.
But is that the one you have?
I can go look.
Okay. Go back to what?
Well, see this new one that's out.
News? The Italian 6 hours ago. Let's see what we got. The 125th anniversary special edition. This is pretty cool. I'll put this on the screen. Bam. So that is what DYTKD was talking about. A couple of years off, but that's fine. After 100, who's counting? No one. No one. Did she really go to get an Italian soccer jersey? Carla Marie? Well, so I'll fill you in on one of the things I want to do with this company is I want to reach out to a lot of these smaller countries and do their sports marketing. So it would be like probably a lot of Middle Eastern countries outside of like Saudi Arabia, because they probably do their own. I mean, that's Oh, this is like a very fake shirt. World Champion 2006. Italia. Ta-da! Oh, hey, Max. I should have known there was a cat that was going to be on its way. What is this collar? Why do you have vents at your neck?
That's where you store your gabagool.
And this is by the company Goller?
I think I have another one somewhere.
100% polyester, made in Peru. One size. This is one size with shirts is such a nonsensical thing to try to
imagine
off.
Being a woman.
No, one size for shirts is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. Imagine having boobs. Fred will be in Italy next week. Oh,
nice.
Have some fresh gelato, fresh pasta.
How do Italians say gelato?
Gelato.
I don't know.
It is an Italian word.
All right. I think it is time for us, Carla Marie and Max, to get out of here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for dealing with our little issue that we had there, that glitch where we turned on and turned off.
It's the crowing.
Yeah, the crows could have unplugged us. Who knows? We'll be back here on Thursday, and as always, there is a brand new episode of the Morning Show podcast available wherever you listen to podcasts. Carla Marie?
Bye.
See ya.
Oh. Are we still on?
I mean, we can be.
Don't forget to order. We have to order ours today. Seattle Gummy Company gummies, because they have 20% off if you use code DADS and GRADS. And then you can use code CMA on top of that. You can coupon stack. So you get 20% off and then another 20% off.
It's a pretty good deal. If you've never tried them before, this is probably the time you want to try them.
And
because, like, I did the math on the podcast this morning. One box is 12 packets, which is 24 gummies for the caffeine gummies specifically.
Yeah.
That's usually $36. If you use both of the coupons, you get it for $21.60, I believe, which is less than $1 a gummy. And that is really, really good.
It is very cheap. And so code DADS and GRADS, then code CMA. You can add both. I know
it doesn't matter the order.
And I know DADS and GRADS also get you a discount on gift cards. So if you wanted to buy a gift card for someone or for yourself to use in like a few months, you get the discount on the gift card. I don't know if the coupon stacking works for
it. Should.
Well,
it should.
Insane.
But try it out.
You're just getting free money then.
Thank you very much for hanging with us. We'll see you on Thursday.